If I could communicate just one thing to the world, that would be to get comfortable with being wrong. Because if you're wrong, that's the best way to someday be right. I know that is an anathema to the natural human experience. We automatically don't like to be wrong, but it is a really great way to someday be right. And trying not to be wrong is the best way to ensure that you're wrong in more situations than you would be if you just celebrated, hey, I'm wrong about something, but by finding that out, that means I'm now right about it. Gerrymandering is literally ruining our country. Gerrymandering means that politicians can choose their own voters. It means they draw the lines for their districts. Because you can gerrymander a district and make it so that it votes either Republican or Democrat pretty much consistently, it turns into a race towards extremism. So the politicians, they know that that district is going to vote either Republican or Democrat. So, for example, Republicans don't need to worry about appealing to Democrats in their gerrymandered district because they know it'll vote Republican. So their only concern is to avoid a challenger during the primaries. So they want to go ahead and be as extreme as possible. They don't want anyone to outmaneuver them. And so they will espouse crazier and crazier points. And it really does make the politician who is the most willing to lie and who is the most cynical be the person who is likely to win out in the primary, because you're really only trying to avoid a primary challenger. You don't have to worry about Democrats. You only have to worry about Republicans. But Democrats are doing it too. It's not just Republicans. And Democrats, they have told us this big lie that we have to choose a Democrat who's very Republican so that they can win the general. So Democrats will try and just be slightly better than their Republican opponent, and they will be able to get elected because the electorate is frightened that it could swing Republican, even though the district might be gerrymandered so that it will always vote Democrat. Democrats often in the primaries vote for the person that MSNBC says is the one who is most likely to be able to win against a Republican, aka a corporate hack. So we can use this information to our advantage, though. The place where we can win and where we can take back control of our government is through primaries. So instead of giving up and going, oh my God, my vote doesn't matter, realize that during primaries, your vote is all that matters. So we're told that we can't have a minimum wage increase simply because what if inflation happens? But this year we went ahead and we literally printed a ton of money, which is a lot more likely to cause inflation. So before we decide to forget the fact that we called all the essential workers heroes and discovered that workers really make our country run smoothly, let's not fail them and fail to give workers the smallest minimum wage increase so that they can have anything approaching the quality of life that their grandparents had.